Welcome to another edition of Bells and Whistles Sport in association of Reginald's and Reg31. I'm your host Nando. Here with me, Tyrone, the guy behind Reginald's and Reg31, and also big Man United fan. What's going on?
You know what it is? United's not really having a good day of it lately. I don't know why. We've done a good run, but for some reason we just entered some crazy blip at the wrong time. But it's not all lost. Like Arsenal lost today as well.
Yeah,
as we expected. So the points are only like 3 points. So basically, someone else needs to lose, and then we're back into the potential for third and fourth spot. But I think certain games that we've got are very winnable. Very winnable. I think if we draw against Barcelona, if we magically win, that will also spur us on towards the end of the season as well. So for me, I feel like it's anyone's game at the moment, but I feel we have a good enough squad. We've got enough players back. We just need to start performing.
Do you think it was too soon for Oli to sign that new contract? Do you think the pressure piled up on top of him? Do you think Man United should have just waited until like the end of the season to offer this contract? Even though, let's say they knew 100% they were going to offer it to him, but it would have been less pressure for him and the players.
It's funny, as soon as he signed the contract, we started losing. But or towards the confirmation of it. But I feel that if you're going to sign him and he's done a good job, I think you should just give it to him so he knows what he's doing for the summer. He knows what plans are and things like this. It also helps him prepare for pre-season and what players that he might like. So we can hopefully get these players in quickly, like other teams are doing. They're buying players and getting them pre-signed and things like this. So I think it's a good move, but I hope it doesn't affect the team in a bad way. But we'll see. We'll see at the end of the season.
Who do you want to see leave Man United this season? I know there's a host of players. They're saying Darmian. They're saying people like Valencia. They're saying people like Alexis Sanchez. In my opinion, they should all go, but I think Valencia should stay because of his leadership, and also his experience in the game. Like he maybe not play right back because he's too old. Maybe he could play further up the field. What do you think?
Well, when we signed him, he was right wing. I remember, like for me, his dedication to United is second to none. I remember a game where someone must have booted him in his eye. He was blood in his eye, bruised, everything. Could only see it at one eye, and yet he still stayed on the pitch. He didn't want to come off. I think we had our 3 players substituted already, and he was still running down the wing, making crosses, defending. For me, Valencia, I don't know what's happened with some of the managers with him as well, but I think for me, Valencia's always put his commitment into United, and so that deserves to be, for him to stay. At least give him a year contract. If you're giving Jones and Smalling, in my opinion, which haven't been great, if you're giving them lengthy contracts, for me, you should at least stay loyal to him, give him at least 1 year contract and see what we need. Because at the moment, Young isn't always reliable, I would say, in the right back position. So it's good to have some sort of backup, and also it can help us there if we have a good team around us, a good solid options. It should help the team throughout the rest of the season this year.
Quick prediction for Wednesday's game against Barcelona.
Draw. I'm saying 0-0 draw. I think we're gonna just park the bus. We're gonna do I think they're gonna hit the post 5 times. I think we're gonna have one chance. They're gonna have like 25 chances. But I think we're gonna just try and keep solid. I think this is one of the reasons why Solskjaer hasn't played a very good team against these other weaker teams. But these weaker teams are beating us now. But I think that's the reason why he's just working on a way to keep the team solid in defence and just maintain their stability against the opposition. But again, who knows? It's Barcelona, right? You have Messi, you have Suarez. Them two alone can just score 5 goals against you.
But their defence ain't that great.
That's the thing. That's why people are saying to people, even in Real Madrid, they always concede.
Yeah.
They always concede.
But somehow get the win.
Yeah, but I think some teams are scared. Like, a good thing about what Solskjaer has done, he says we're going to attack regardless of who it is. And if we do that against Barcelona, I think we can possibly beat them because, like you said, defense ain't that great, and the keeper ain't really been tested. But if you have Martial, if you have Rashford, you have Lindegaard, you have Lukaku at his best, they're gonna score goals. We did this against PSG, so we just need to keep on attacking and also hold a solid defense as well. And if we can do that, I think we can either get a draw or, you never know, just get a last minute win. You know.
I wouldn't rule out Man United because this season you guys have got some crazy wins. PSG, even that 2-1 win, even though Fellaini's not there to save you against Juve. So, do you know what? I wouldn't be surprised if it's 2-1 United or 2-0 Barcelona for that game. But moving on, Tottenham, their brand new stadium. Did you see the ceremony?
I saw like 5 minutes of it and turned the channel over, to be honest.
Did it make you want to go on GoCompare.com? Because that guy, I don't know what he was doing there. Crazy ceremony. Not even Arsenal did it for the Emirates. Not even West Ham did it for like their stadium. It's absolutely bizarre. People 4 hours before the game, by half-time, running out of beer. You know, when you go to a stadium, a proper stadium food is like burgers and pies. I'm hearing like beetroot burger and salmon fried chicken with like halloumi chips and stuff. Or like, what is going on?
Like, I think they wanted to try and make a statement and try and make it extravagant. I didn't really think about the logistics. Like, we already know their stadium was put off by like a couple of years already.
Yeah.
So I think they just tried to make it very over elaborate, especially to make it more noticeable in the sports world as well, so that other footballers and agents know about them. Because Spurs is a good team and they've been in the Champions League, but they're not well known like the Man United, the Chelsea and Arsenal, and Juventus, Real Madrid and Barca. So I think they had to try and make a statement and be extravagant to try and stand out and show that other players and other clubs that they can produce something as well as the Arsenals, the Man United, the Real Madrids and Barcas. So I think that was their main aim, just to make a fuss out of nothing. But I don't know if it was successful or not, but
who knows? Who knows? But they managed to get the win. They didn't get that so-called curse of a new stadium. Yeah. But their next game is going to be tough. Man City in the Champions League. Do you know what? I'll be honest with you, Ty. I wouldn't rule Tottenham out of this. They're 6-1. They're 6-1 to win this game. I wouldn't rule them out. They were unlucky against Liverpool. I had them to win that game. Liverpool, I think, got a jammy win, the 2-1. But I can see them getting away with a 1-0 or 2-1 against City this Tuesday. What do you think?
I think Spurs face Man City in the Premier League as well, right? Afterwards.
I believe so, yeah.
And so I feel like, I think there's going to be too much pressure. I think, like, if they end up losing the first game, they're going to lose every single game. If they win, I feel that they're going to lose the second game in the Champions League, and then it might be a draw in the Premier League. I feel Man City's just got too much power at the moment, and they're on a run. They have a determination to win. They know they can't lose a game now. If they lose, they're basically out.
If you was a Tottenham fan, you know deep down, unless you're a real biased fan, that you're not going to win the Champions League. You can go for it.
Yeah, exactly.
So would you rather them not put a weak team against City on Tuesday, but would you rather go for the Prem because you know Chelsea, Arsenal, United are catching up and you might not finish top four? Would you prefer to finish top four?
I get your point, it's true. And the same logic can go for Arsenal. For me, Arsenal will never win the Champions League for another 10 years, at minimum. Like, they just don't have to.
But they've never won it.
There you go.
So they can't. Maybe they won't win it another 100 years.
Yeah, exactly.
The only team in London to ever win it, Chelsea.
Don't worry about that. But yeah, it's true. Like, they don't have a squad to do it, but they want to get into the Champions League for next season because of the money and the what's it called? The player power. The buying power for a player. So you're more a player will more likely to come to you if you're in Champions League basically for next season. So I think. If I was Spurs, I would focus more on the Prem, like you're saying, simply because you need to make sure that you can get Champions League for next season. I would try to give it a go for this Champions League season, but I don't think they're beating Man City or the other teams that are currently involved.
I think it's a risk because if they finish fourth, let's say Tottenham finish fourth, and United do a miracle and win the Champions League, they won't go Champions League, Tottenham. So that's a big risk there as well.
Yes, but I would love to say Man United would win the Champions League, but at the moment, at the current squad, like I feel comfortable in saying that we could possibly beat Barcelona.
You could,
but
why not?
I don't feel comfortable to say that we can win the Champions League only because of the squad that we have at the moment. We don't have all our players within our squad playing at the best of their abilities, as you can see in the blip with the Prem. So I'm not too sure that could happen. You never know, that could happen.
Yeah,
but
a miracle could happen. You guys could beat Barcelona and Porto can knock out Liverpool and you get Porto in
I would love that.
semi-final.
I would love that.
So yeah, of course you would.
That. Yeah, I think, like even going back to what you were saying at the beginning, I honestly think Man City will beat Tottenham in every single game, simply because of the squad they have. They have Aguero, there's Jesus, they have Sterling playing at their best. They have they haven't got De Bruyne. I think he's injured. I'm not
Got injured again?
I think he maybe. Oh, I haven't double checked. I don't really.
Because he scored against Cardiff. I'm not 100%, but he might be.
Oh yeah, well, I don't watch United, so I only watch United, so you know it's technical. It's technical, but yeah, I think they have. When you look at the whole squad, literally their second squad is as good as Arsenal's squad.
Okay.
So I feel like they got so much power in their squad to come back from a 2-0 from half time. So I feel,
as my granddad would say, the ball is round, anything can happen. So anything can happen.
Yeah, exactly.
Moving on to the best team in London, my Chelsea. So they proved me wrong twice. Listen, last week's podcast I said I wouldn't be surprised if we lost to Cardiff. We almost did. We got lucky. A game that's offside. A goal that was offside. We didn't deserve to win that game. And then all of a sudden I said Brighton need to come to the bridge and do something, because with that confidence reaching the semi-final of the FA Cup, I thought, do you know what, they're going to cause Chelsea some problems. But then I was there at Stamford Bridge on Wednesday. I saw the lineup. I thought, wow, this is going to be a 5-6-0, 3-0. It should have been more. But West Ham tomorrow, and that's one of our bogey teams. That West Ham always come to the bridge, even from the days of Di Canio, and just cause Chelsea problems. They got Chicharito as a player that you know very well. He loves scoring against Chelsea. He's got a good record. And Arnautovic, even when he was at Stoke, got a good record against Chelsea. Just in general, West Ham are just always on it. They know it because it's a derby. The fans will be fired up. There's going to be 3,000 West Ham fans at the bridge tomorrow, and it's going to be havoc. I want to say Chelsea will win 2-3-1, but I could see either a 1-1 or a 2-1 West Ham. Hopefully they prove me wrong against Chelsea. But we got to win, because Arsenal losing today, we've got to take advantage of getting that top 4.
Yeah, I think you're right. Like, Chelsea need to win just to take advantage of what's happened today with Arsenal. I think like West Ham, Wolves, Watford, those are always even outclass Everton as well. Yeah. They're very, even for Man United, they've always been bogey teams. I remember us losing or drawing 4-4 against Everton one time, and that for us lost the league. Yeah. So I feel like right now anyway, regarding Chelsea, I don't think it's a happy camp, but I think it's a solid camp, and I think they will take it. I can see a draw easily. I see Chicharito scoring. I see Hazard scoring. So for me, my prediction is 1-1.
Okay.
That's what I think. I think both teams will look to have one on the other. Like you said, it's almost like a London rivalry. And West Ham want to show what they can do. So I feel like it's going to be a hard game.
No problem. So for me, the talk is Sarri going to play Hudson-Odoi and Loftus-Cheek again? I can see this. If he puts them both on the bench tomorrow and we draw or lose, it's going to be chaos at Stamford Bridge. It's going to be Sarri out. Yeah. The fans are going to boo the same way they did at Cardiff, and he needs to go after that. That's for me. He needs, as a fan, he needs to go, because we're going to lose these incredible players because of him. We're going to lose Hazard, but Hazard already knows he's going to leave, and he's working his socks off. And what else do these kids have to do to get a chance?
It's true. Like if he wants to come to a good club, Man United is
right. Ain't gonna happen.
Don't worry. But you're right. I think he needs to play his good plays, and these kids at the moment are showing that they can play at the highest level. So I think you need to give them a chance. I think, like you said, I think you're right. If they don't play, then he needs to justify that they need to be physically injured or or sick or something.
Well, pretend that they're injured, because I think a few times it's happened this season that they say Adoy was injured, but he's not.
Yeah. It's always been the same. It's the same like with Man United, with Pogba and Mourinho. He was always injured somehow.
Yeah.
It is what it is. But I feel, again, Chelsea have enough to score some goals, and I feel like if they come together, I don't know why there is some sort of discrepancy between the manager and those players, but I feel if they come together, I think you guys will do well.
So Jermaine's not here, our founder of Bells and Whistles, but something happened today that put a smile on both of our faces. Everton 1, Arsenal 0. So Arsenal started the week off well. They won 2-0 against Newcastle, dominated the game, played really well. I was really shocked I actually had Newcastle to win that or to come out with a draw. I was shocked today. I was very shocked that he left Ramsey on the bench. They just played absolutely terrible today. I'm not complaining because, one, I don't like Arsenal, and two, Chelsea could take advantage now, hopefully tomorrow, by getting top 4. So, yeah, they played absolutely terrible. The worst part is the irony of this game was Michael Keane pulled out 20 minutes before kickoff.
Yeah.
Jagielka takes his place and gets the winning goal.
Yeah.
Like that's fairy tale right there.
Yeah, it's true. Like for me, Arsenal has always been shaky. Always, even when they go on a run. For me, I know they're going to be losing games in the near future because their defense is not great. It's like they don't have clear communication of what to do at any one time. Their midfield, I've always said this, they have more midfield than any other position, and like they don't know who to put in. Like it's been crazy. And the craziest thing, they have a good strike force as well, I believe, but it's like you can't fit all the players in there at the same time. So I think, like for me, Arsenal are going to lose at least 2 more times before the end of the season. I can see that.
Their away record is really poor.
Yeah, exactly. So for me, I'm not worried about Arsenal. I'm more worried about Chelsea and Tottenham. I know, like I said, Arsenal, their defense is very shaky, and they just lose confidence like the wind blows this year. They get confidence and then they lose it. It's a bit weird, but I think for Everton's point of view, it's a great win for them. I'm not even sure if they're playing for anything at the moment.
No, they're not.
Yeah, but it just shows that they still got a fighting spirit. They want to show what they can do, and it showed today. And like you said, for that player, it's great to get a goal. I haven't seen him for a long while, actually.
Yeah, I know. I thought he left Everton. I thought he was retired.
Yeah, exactly. So it's a good fairy tale story for him, and I'll probably see him on. I raised a glass to him on Match of the Day tonight.
Yeah, that's it. So another incident happened this midweek involving an Italian football. To be honest, I never thought that I'll be talking about this in a week, 2 weeks in a row. But so it was Juve against Cagliari. Keane, young 19-year-old black player for Juventus, Italian-born. 85 minutes being subjected to monkey chants from the Cagliari fans, but a small subject, a small minority of them. He scored.
Yeah.
He scored, went to the crowd and did this, and the majority of the fans giving him racial abuse. But that wasn't the controversial part. The controversial part after the game was his own teammate, Bonucci, his own Juventus and international teammate, saying it was 50-50. It was Keane's fault and the Cagliari fans' fault. So saying that Keane should have not celebrated like that because he's basically saying you deserved to get that racial abuse because you celebrated like that. And the whole of Twitter went crazy. Ian Wright, people like Ian Wright, people like Stormzy, everyone going after Sterling, going after Bonucci. As an Italian myself, I'm very ashamed of these allegations. I'm not surprised them comments coming from Bonucci, considering he left Juve because he didn't get the captaincy. He threw his toys out of the pram and went to the rivals Milan. But the irony is, Juve versus Milan, Juventus fans giving Bonucci abuse for a whole game. He scores against them and does a crazy celebration. And that wasn't even racism, it was just abuse just calling him names. So imagine the frustration Keane had hearing those monkey chants.
For me, what we need to take to understand is, by his logic, this what should have happened. By his logic, when Rooney scores against Man City or Liverpool, and runs up against the other, like the Liverpool fans or Man City fans, he should have got racial abuse then. That's basically what he's saying. Like, so many players do that. So many players get... A
good example, Adebayo against Arsenal with Man City when he ran
the
pitch.
Yeah.
So he's basically saying Arsenal fans should have just done monkey chants towards him because he ran that whole pitch.
Yeah, basically, that's what he's basically saying. He's basically justifying racism, basically. If you do this, then you should get a racist chant. That's basically what he's saying.
The worst part about this story is the Cagliari fans ain't getting punished for it.
Well, for me, there's a lot of things about this issue, and part of this issue is that people say we should kick it out. People say we want to stop it, but realistically, you don't. Realistically, it's almost like you built a system that doesn't want to do anything. Because realistically, if you see, say you're in a stadium, you see a group of fans chanting racism, are you going to say to them, these people stop? Are you going to call one of the guards and tell them to stop? It doesn't.
Yes.
It doesn't.
Yes.
But if that was true, it wouldn't be happening. I don't see enough of that happening. And if it does happen, I don't see any consequences for that happening. So, for example, if you make monkey chants or whatever, then that whole section should go. Yes or no? For me, the whole section should go.
Listen,
but it doesn't happen.
I've been a steward at Chelsea over 10 years. Any racial abuse, we throw them out. Simple as that. But I'm in the away end. I don't know what happens in the home crowd, but I'm telling you, if I'm with anyone, I don't care. If I hear racial abuse, I will go tell a steward. I don't care.
Okay, but for when we see a group of people that are doing these racial chants, like, for me, this is what needs to happen. You hear racist chants, we stop the game. We point out who did it, and that whole section or person moves.
Yeah, I agree.
And it should be filmed. It should be, the camera should go onto that person and show them getting escorted out of the stadium.
Yes.
And only then will you actually see racism stop.
I agree with that.
But right now, there's no protection. Like, if I don't feel safe, for example, I don't care. Like, I will say what I want to say. I'm not scared of no one. But people, like even myself, I would say in general, to say, okay, if I tell someone about these people, anything will get done. Do you know what I mean?
Everyone, it should be a stadium ban.
People already talking about it. People don't feel safe enough to say, do you know what? I'm gonna tell these people to do something, or these guys or this club to say, okay, these people have done it. I pointed it out to you. What are you gonna do about it? They won't do nothing. Realistically, they're bringing in money. They bought tickets and etc. etc. Realistically, if you did that, I guarantee you, certain stadiums, a quarter of their standard's gone.
Nothing's being done, and the worst part is people are seeing, raw. I can be. Let's say someone is racist, yeah. It's like they think to themselves, raw. I can actually be myself. I can go do monkey chants. I can go on Twitter and say whatever I want. Yesterday, Derby versus Brentford, Holmes, player for Derby, being substituted, racially abused near the tunnel. Racially abused. They escorted the guy out. It got heard by like the staff and the players. Zaha yesterday got racially abused on Twitter, and it's like, what is going on?
I think, like you said, it's becoming too common, and until you actually see something being done about it, because realistically, nothing's been done about it. When you say stadiums getting a ban, so they won't be viewed or they're getting fined, that's nothing. That's nothing. They earn millions of pounds. Your fine is like £10 to us. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's nothing. That's not stopping it. That's not telling someone to kick it out. That's doing nothing.
Yeah.
What you need to see is physical. You need to see the physical act of, okay, this person did this. This person no longer is a part of this club, and it's escorted out. The game actually stops. Until you actually see the game stop and people understand what's going on, and it shows that we're actually taking action against racism, it's not going to stop. 100%.
or just walk off the pitch. Game abandoned, that's it.
Exactly.
And you learn.
Exactly. For me, that's what players should do. I think the game should be, but if you do that, I don't know how the points will be. Like, that's the issue. It gets more complex.
We live in a world that if a black player walks off the pitch, says I refuse to play, he'll probably get fined from the FA. That's the irony. That's the crazy thing about it.
And so this is what I'm saying. There needs to be a clear understanding of what you're going to do that actually has an effect, not on just the person that's doing it, but people that see the game as well. Like I said, there needs to be a spotlight on it and a clear indication that this person is being removed and we don't tolerate it. If you don't do that, stop. Honestly, all these celebs, all these other footballers that say this is bad, don't even talk. Because realistically, you're not doing nothing.
Yeah, exactly.
For me, you're not doing nothing other than just glorifying. It's like when, this is how deep it is. It's like terrorism. How you stop it is by not even speaking about it. We don't even talk about it. We don't glorify it. We don't do nothing. When we start talking about this stuff and you don't do nothing, it's almost like the same. It's like you're
letting them win.
Yeah, you're letting them win. You're
giving them the reaction that they want.
Yeah, we're hearing the same stories over and over again by these celebs. Oh, we need to stop it. How are we going to stop it? We heard that last year. We heard that the year before. You're not doing nothing unless you actually do something and physically do. Do you know what I mean? Physically do something. There's no point actually even talking about it because it's just pointless. We're just going to hear the same, like you said twice in a row, right? It's crazy. It's crazy. We need to actually make an action. We need to actually say, this happens, this will happen. The game stops. We control the crowd. We find out who it is, and then remove. And the spotlight is on them. So everyone knows if you make a racist chant, this is what's going to happen. Straight, no long. But if you don't do that, then stop talking. That's my honest opinion. Either do something or don't. Action talks louder than words. As simple as.
That's it. We're going to take a break now. When we come back, we're going to go through this weekend's fixtures, FA Cup, Premier League, and much more. Welcome back, sports fans. So this weekend, we had a few controversial decisions. The first one, Ty, Burnley beating Bournemouth 3-1.
Yeah.
Well, that was a crucial win for Burnley. Problem is, one of the goals, it came out of the line for a throw-on. Referee didn't give it. Cross. But the goalkeeper, Bergovich, oh my God, what is going on? I'm so glad Chelsea got rid of him, but what is going on? Like, he cost Bournemouth 3 points.
I don't know what for a goalkeeper to do that, that's crazy. Like, collect the ball. I don't know, like he's banned 360 on himself as well. It's crazy, and also for the line as well. You play to the whistle. You have to play to the whistle.
Yeah.
It might have been off, but at the end of the day, you need to play to the whistle because if you don't, then that's what's going to happen. You know what I mean? We've seen it loads of times before. But again, I blame the keeper. I don't blame the players for switching off. I blame the keeper. That's an easy collect.
Yeah.
And he should have just collected that and just been done with it. Or at least, just if you can't collect it, pick it out or hit it out for a corner. But you don't even do that. It's just... Yeah, he does nothing.
And when the corner came in, he went to catch it. It just went right over him. Like, what is going on?
Like you said, it's a good thing he's not at Chelsea.
It's a good thing. I'd rather have Caballero, if I'm honest. But do you know what? I'm actually glad Burnley won. It was controversial, but I'd rather count Cardiff go down. No disrespect to Cardiff, but Burnley are a good team. They've got a decent squad. I think this season compared to last season, because last season they were the Wolves. They were that team that got to Europe. Second round they got knocked out. They spent quite a lot of money in the summer. For me, do you know what? If you look at their three keepers, they've got amazing keepers. They've got Heaton, they've got Joe Hart, and then the other goalkeeper, I can't think of his name, but they've got one of the three best keepers in the league, and it's crazy. It's crazy because Heaton. I've always liked this keeper. I always wanted him at Chelsea. I would rather have him over Kepa. Big statement, but Kepa's got a mistake in him. Heaton, he's a decent keeper, and for me, I'll go as far as saying he's better than Pickford.
Wow, that's
he's better than Pickford.
Well, I feel like you said, Burnley's done a lot. I think they've done enough for them to stay up. They tried to invest well, like you said, and they've always been a hard team to beat on breakdown. They've got, like you said, very good keepers. Like, I'm surprised they even got those keepers. I was surprised.
Yeah.
But I feel like they've got enough in them to actually just stay up. I think like that this game just shows what they can do once they put together. I think when I was looking at the match, the two strikers up front were playing excellently, like connecting, passing, shooting. They had it. Like, this is what I want at Man United. So for me, I think they've got enough to stay up.
So the other game, and do you know what? I'm not surprised. Brendan Rodgers is Leicester City. He's done very well since he's come to Leicester. I knew it would happen. I think a lot of people. It's crazy. We ever since Brendan lost the title that season, when Gerrard slipped.
Yeah.
It's like everyone put him down, said he's not a good enough coach. He went to Celtic, which was quite easy, won a lot of titles there.
Yeah.
But I think he's too good for Leicester. That's just what I think. You can't go from Liverpool leading them nearly to a title and then all of a sudden you go to Scottish League and then to Leicester City. But he's done really well. 4-1 win yesterday against Huddersfield, who are relegated now. We kind of knew that the team was very poor, Huddersfield. When they came to the bridge, I didn't see a single shot on goal. They didn't even have a chance. It's like they got no one up front. It's like ghost. It's like go striker they got.
I understand what you're saying in terms of like the quality of manager he is and then what Leicester has done. But I feel like now like he's back in the Prem. I think that's what he wanted mainly. And if you look at, for example, even top 6. Would he go to any of the top 6? I'm not too sure.
You don't think he's good enough to replace Pochettino if he left Tottenham?
If he left, but that's only if he left. But
he will leave. He's not going to stay. Come on, you can't stay at Tottenham forever.
But if Pochettino said he's not moving, would you take him over Pochettino?
No, of course not.
Exactly. So
but Pochettino is going to leave because once like Real Madrid are done with Zidane eventually, and they come sniffing for Pochettino. Or anyone like Juventus could come sniffing for Pochettino.
Yeah, true. That is true. But I feel like I think that was his best option at the time that he felt. Also, like Spurs got a new stadium, so they should be getting more funds and help more get players and stuff like this. So Pochettino might stay.
Yeah, but he will. This summer, I think he will lose his players. I think he will lose Eriksen. Definitely. Toby Alderweireld, I think he's going to go United. They're saying that he will. But I can't see Pochettino winning anything at Tottenham. Tottenham is one of these teams that, they play decent football. They have their little new stadium and stuff, but a new stadium ain't going to bring trophies. That proved it. Well, I would say it proved at Arsenal, but they did bring 3 FA Cups after the new stadium. But, I can't. Not because I dislike Tottenham, which I do, but it's because I just don't believe in that team because Daniel Levy will not give them funds. I know he won't because he hasn't in the past given them a lot of funds. Why would he now?
He would. I would say he has to now because before he could always go back on, I'm building a stadium, etc., etc. Now the stadium's done. I feel like he has to give him money now. But again, going back to your original question in regards to
Brendan
Rodgers. I feel like Leicester did win the Premier League at one time. They still got Vardy, which is a very good.
They got the youngest team in the Premier League.
So they do potentially have a good squad. So I feel like he can do something with them. At least get them like if they started the season with him, at least top 10. For me,
well, they're in the top 10 now.
Yeah.
But the thing is, even though Jamie Vardy, I think he's 31 going on 32, he can still bang in goals.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm not gonna lie, I'll take Vardy at Chelsea, not as the main striker, as a second choice. I'm sure you would take him at United.
100%.
Like he'll get in the Tottenham team, he'll get in the Arsenal team, not the City team, but the thing is, he can still do it. So they need to concentrate on trying to keep him. Yeah. He has been more than loyal compared to the other players like Kante and Mahrez and Drinkwater, even though he's not playing for Chelsea. But they need to try and keep him. They need to try and keep him. Great little prospect.
I think that's why at the end of the day, I think this is why the manager is there, to keep that group as a whole and to show them what they could potentially do as a group. I think he's got a good enough experience. Like you said, he's been at Liverpool, he's been at Celtic. There's always been good clubs that he's been managing, and he's understand what it takes to get to a level to win something. and I think that's what he's going to try and bring to the club. The prospect of winning a cup or getting into Champions League, maybe.
But you've got to give it up for the players because they've been through a lot this season. You know, losing the owner in that crazy crash. It was unfortunate, but you got to imagine like it affected a lot of their players, like especially Kasper Schmeichel. You can imagine what he's like mentally like after that.
Yeah.
But and then to have the manager sacked after the death and then bring Brendan Rodgers is like it can affect any player. But they stood together, united together, and look where they are. They're top 7, like top 10. I mean, so. I think, if I'm not mistaken, they still got a chance to get Europe. They're 7th place from Watford.
Yeah, like I said, this is why for me the manager is there. He's brought in to make sure that they can achieve something this year for the rest till the end of the season. I think he will get them winning the games. He's already won some games already, so I think he's a great guy at the moment to take. That's why he's there basically for me.
Yeah,
like I understand your point that he should be managing a bigger club, but I feel at this point in time, I wouldn't say that's the biggest club he could do in the Prem, but that's one of the key clubs at the moment. Yeah. Like you said, outside of the top 6, that he can.
It was the best job available.
Yeah, exactly.
Because I don't think he was crazy enough to take the Fulham job.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
For me, the best for him, if it was my choice where he would go, I would have said he should have gone to West Ham. I can see him and West Ham and the players that they got. I think they...
Yeah, but Pellegrini's doing well.
Yeah, he is doing well. But I just see, with his experience and the players that they have at West Ham, I could easily see him taking them to another level. Yeah. But Pellegrini is doing well, like you're saying. But Brendan Rodgers, for me, is a very good manager. So
yeah, he's a decent manager. So it was Crystal Palace versus Newcastle. Palace came away with the 1-0 win. You know what? Hodgson he's doing all right. Yeah. He's doing all right. Like I thought this guy ain't gonna lost that Palace, but they're playing decent. Like, but they have proven in the past that without Zaha, they're nothing. So in the summer, they need to try and keep Zaha. That's gonna be hard. I can see a lot of teams coming in for this kid. Are they gonna pay 70 million for him? Who's crazy to do that? Would it be Tottenham? Would it be Chelsea if the transfer ban gets lifted? United? Would they take him back? I don't know about that.
Well, the first thing I want to say is Zaha, mate. I don't know what happened at Man United, but you're welcome to come back if you want to.
But would you say he was just young and maybe immature back then, and he needed to go back to Palace to mature? Be part of a team that played around him, and be that leader that he is now, because he's good enough to be Palace captain now.
Yeah, I think he should be Palace captain. He's done enough to earn that right. For me, I think he's a good lad. I feel like sometimes he's very creative, and sometimes his creativity sometimes doesn't like shine as much as it should. Especially when he was at United, for example. I don't believe he got the opportunity to show what he could do.
No, I don't think he didn't.
David Moyes didn't really favour him, like you said.
Just Fergie.
It's what it is. Like for me, when he was at Palace, even when he was at Championship, he's always been that player to stand out and to showboat and to do something. And I think some players need that freedom. Especially like with Pogba, with Jose Mourinho. Pogba likes to showboat and do outlandish things, and you need to give those type of players the freedom to do that. So I think if he does go to another club, he needs that freedom. Again, the whole win was around Zaha. Zaha is their main man, and I think if he is to stay, they need to buy players that match his criteria, his ability. Yeah. So all the pressure doesn't have always to be on him. Yeah. That's the only way I can see him staying at the club. But
a good signing for them would be Mitrovic from Fulham.
Yeah.
Sessegnon. Chambers. He played well. He take him from Arsenal. he played well. He played centre mid. He's a centre back, but he played centre mid. He actually played really well for Fulham.
Yeah, I think there's players that's doable that they can get. It's just even for example, Benteke was one of the top strikers at one point. Now I don't even know what's going on.
Benteke is dead.
Mate, I don't.
Benteke is dead.
Listen, I don't.
He was top class, like maybe for Villa back in the day, but he's dead.
He was scoring like 30 goals, 32 goals. It was crazy. He didn't even go to Liverpool or somewhere.
Yeah, he went Liverpool. Dead.
Like, it's weird. It's crazy.
Oh man.
Like,
and what's crazy is this guy keeps getting called up for the Belgian national team. He doesn't even play for Palace. It's mad.
I don't know, man. Like politics in it. There's politics everywhere in it. But like for me, like I said, you need to get players that is on Zaha's level that can come into the club and gel and do what Zaha is doing for the team basically.
Yeah.
And that will make him stay. That will give him hope that they can achieve stuff. Because at the end of the day, all good players want to win trophies and cups and be known as being in one of the good clubs basically. So that's my opinion.
Yeah. So as you know, it was FA Cup semi-final. We're going to do a live score right now. So the last time we checked, it was Watford versus Wolves. Wolves were winning 2-0, and it got to the 77th minute. Deulofeu 2-1 penalty. 90th minute. Troy Deeney 2-2, and Deulofeu scored again in the 107th minute. Now, I'm going to check the score in a second, but the first game yesterday was City Brighton. Now, we kind of knew what was going on.
Yeah.
If anything, for that game, I heard people on TalkSport and other places saying, "Oh, you know what? I could see Brighton doing a 1-1. I could see Brighton maybe doing something." I had 4-0. But I was shocked it was 1-0. I was shocked.
Yeah,
so we kind of knew about that. So what do you think about that?
I think you're right. Like for me, I thought Man City would just win like 7-0. It was like, like right to them, it's nothing. Like they've beaten bigger teams than that and won with bigger tally than that. But it's the cup, right? Like when you're at that level, anything can happen. It's football. And just with Watford and Wolves.
Be honest, before this, we knew City would get to the final, but who did you think were going to go to the final with them?
I would have to say Wolves because of what they've done to Man United. Yeah. They've just got that hunger to win a game.
So you thought Wolves would win?
Yeah.
Well, you don't look like a guy that's always wrong. So breaking news is Watford beat them 3-2 in extra time, so it's City-Watford final.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I'm going to be honest, I think City can end up doing the treble now. I can't see what I hope. It'll be great for the FA Cup. The magic of the FA Cup if they did a miracle. They have the ability to beat City. They've got some good players. The Corey, they've got Deulofeu, they've got Troy Deeney. They've got some decent players. But City, man, they'll be up for it. They've got the Champions League to get the quadruple.
Yeah.
They obviously want to get one over United because you guys are the only team to win the treble, but they want to do the quadruple. The thing that Chelsea should have done, I admit, Chelsea should have done in 2005. We should have done it. Maybe we could have done it, but we got cheated with that phantom goal by Rui Garcia. But it could have happened. But City versus Watford. Let's do an early prediction. What do you think for this game?
I'd say 1-0 Man City.
1-0 Man City.
Yeah, I think it's going to go to like extra time, and then Man City will just bring on De Bruyne or bring on like
Aguero.
Yeah, someone crazy, and then that person will end up either scoring or creating an assist to make the goal happen. I think Watford would put up a good fight, but in the end, Man City will just dominate towards the end.
Okay. I think a 3-1 City for that game. I think Watford will go 1-0 up. I can see that. I can see a Deulofeu goal. But City will just turn up. It will be 1-0 at half time, and then City will just, how they do. Gundogan will come on and or if he's starting, he will just turn it up. Silva, Bernardo, that is, and then probably Aguero will get the winner or Jesus.
And for me, I think the triple is as far as Man City's gonna go. For me,
that's what you're hoping.
No, that's honestly for me. Well, I hope that as well, but Man City for me, they're good, but they're not good enough to win the Champions League. I don't think.
Who do you think is in the Champions League right now that City won't be able to beat?
Honestly,
do you think Barcelona could beat Man City, the team that Barcelona have right now, compared to the Barcelona from a few years back?
Yeah, right now I think it's Barcelona, regardless of what year it is. Like they've always shown that they can come back from crazy scorelines.
Yeah.
But I also see like other like Juventus. I see loads of
Liverpool. As much as it's hard to admit that Liverpool, like they got some team, like they're on it.
Yeah, but like for me, like Liverpool, they had a game. I think it was 3-3 or 2-2 against Man City before, and they literally just attacked each other. There was no strategy. There was literally just attack, and so it's almost like a point flip.
But last season they played each other in Champions League. Liverpool were the better team, but this year I think City got the slight hand on them. They're on a different. They've got the sauce. I think Cody would say.
I think Man City know how to win the FA Cup. They know how to win the Premier League. But when it comes to Champions League, they're not. They even previous years, like they were losing to teams that they shouldn't have lost.
Yeah, but don't you think that this year their team is stronger compared to? And this is
this is what we're talking about. 100% the team's stronger. 100% the team is stronger. You got a guy that won it a few times as well. But there's a difference between having a very, very good squad and having a very, very good squad that's won the league, the Champions League already. And that experience is different. Do you know what I mean? When you've won the Champions League already, or you've been around that environment, you have the ability to overcome certain things that teams that haven't won it would be able to overcome. And so that's what, for me, the difference is. This is why all the top teams, the top 4 teams in each league, that's why they're always there, because they have that experience. And I think that's what makes the difference, basically.
Okay. So we mentioned Liverpool. They played on Friday against Southampton.
Yeah.
Now, do you know what? Southampton recently, with the confidence they had, I actually thought Southampton can actually do something. I was shocked. I thought Liverpool were going to slip up. I think they were a little bit dodgy again, Liverpool. But to be successful, you need a bit of luck.
Yeah.
I've never seen a
Just
team.
look at Chelsea for
I've seen there has been teams in the past that won the titles and have had a little bit of luck, So
to the Chelsea.
Well, United over the years, the penalties that you can't win at Old Trafford with Fergie, his paycheck can't go through the referees anymore, my friend. But they managed, and what a goal by Salah! What a solo goal by Salah! A lot of people wrote him off. A lot of people say he was a one season wonder.
I don't even understand how people could say that to this guy. He's too good to be saying that.
Well, one of the people was the founder of Bells and Whistles, Jermaine. If you want to aim your answer to him as well.
Mate, look throughout his last 2 seasons and what he's doing, even in this season. Like, this guy is not like a one-hit wonder. He's doing it. It's throughout his time. The reason why Liverpool got to the Champions League final was because of this guy.
Yeah.
It's not a fluke. You can't be a fluke for one season. And
even though this season the main guy is Mane. Yeah. I did predict that before the season. I said Mane's going to turn up this season.
Yeah. But for me, the guy's played so many games. You know what I mean? He's consistent. He doesn't need to be scoring 40 goals a season or 30 goals a season. What he produces is close enough to it. Like
he's got 22.
Yeah,
and that's just league. He's got more than that in the league in total of the season.
Exactly. So it's almost like when people were doubting Ronaldinho, but yet Ronaldinho was scoring 25 goals at Barca. Do you know what I mean?
I don't know who was doubting Dino.
Mate, his last season, people were saying he's not good enough, and yet he scored 25 goals. Yeah. It didn't make no sense. Like, good players are good players, regardless of what happens. Do you know what I mean? Sometimes they don't need to score as much scores as they did last season. Sometimes they put in the effort and assist or help the defence. Do you know what I mean? So at the end of the day, you need to look at what they contribute to the team as a whole rather than how many goals they score.
Yeah.
And that's my thing.
So, quick prediction, who's going to get the title, City or Liverpool? But in an honest opinion, not a biased United, even though you can't be biased between any of them, but... Your honest opinion, who do you think was going to win the title?
I'm going to say what Solskjaer basically said. I don't give a shit.
Well, he didn't say it in those words, but in your honest opinion, what answer?
Do you know what? I want Man City to win.
No, it's not about who you want. Who do you think? What does your heart tell you?
I want, and I think Man City will win. The reason why is because Liverpool, they talk too much. They talk way too much. They're like, if they win, they'll be going on it for another 5 years, talking to Man United fans like that. It's nonsense. Do you know what I mean? Where Man City, they've won it already. They've got a very great manager. They've got a very great squad. They've got a very big bank account, and that's why you lot are winning. So you can win another league by default of a big bank account if you want. But with
this
Liverpool,
is a United fan saying big bank account, you know? Wow.
Our money comes from our sponsors, from our deals that we make, from what we generate as revenue.
But you have spent a lot of money over the years.
And we sold as well.
You sold, yeah.
Exactly. So we can't say.
But you got like people from Saudi Arabia looking to buy like United. So you can't really say.
I doubt that's gonna happen. To be honest, like.
Glazers ain't going to be there forever.
Yeah, it's true, but the hierarchy of Man United won't let any Dick and Harry just buy the club. Do you know, we've learned our lessons from what happened with the Glazers as well, so we're more keen to make sure that our next appointment, if we do get a next call on, to make sure that they're the right type of person to take over. Again, in terms of Man City, honestly, it's crazy. Like the amount of money that they spent on players, on just their back line, and it's.
But it worked. It's bringing them trophies.
Exactly,
that's what football is now.
But
as much as we hate it, that's what it is.
But at the end of the day, that's why the FA the Premier looking at their
fair play.
Yeah, exactly. So.
But there's a rumour that City might get banned, and I hope they do.
Yeah, exactly.
It gives Chelsea a bit of a chance.
And then this goes to show cheaters. Yeah, I'm talking to you. That is what it is.
You're a club that. You couldn't win any penalty at Old Trafford back in the day. You can't call anyone cheaters.
What do you mean? Listen, we don't buy the ref. The ref sees what happens and he makes the decisions. We just play the game. We can only play the game that's in front of us, right? So if we get the pen, if we don't get the pen, we can't make the decision. We just play what the game's in front of us.
I think if Alex Ferguson saw this, he'd be laughing at you, calling you delusional. Because he knew about those pens. He knew how he got live so many times. But I won't take any credit away from Man United anyway.
What's your opinion about Man City and Liverpool?
I think City will take it because Liverpool. You can't keep playing like this every game and you're not going to slip up. Slip up is a big word for Liverpool, considering the last title run. But yeah, because you got to remember they still got to play Chelsea and a few other teams as well, so they might slip up there. Hopefully again, but hopefully Van Dijk will slip, and then But no, I think the way City are playing, they deserve it, man.
Yeah, exactly.
They're just on another level to Liverpool. As much as, do you know what, Liverpool, they deserve it. But Liverpool kind of remind me, and I might get a backlash from this, Liverpool fans remind me a bit like England fans. So the team plays amazing, but then the fans are all like, oh, it's coming home and doing all this madness in the street and that. But the fans don't deserve it. The team does, but the fans don't deserve it. And that's when, I don't know if you want to call it the football gods or the football karma, just say, all right, you're not winning it, man. Forget you lot. You lot need to stay humble and sit down. This weekend there's been a few controversial and big results in Europe. The big one was Dortmund losing 5-0 to Bayern Munich, where throughout the whole season they've been top and probably been about, I think they started off like 11 points ahead of Bayern. Now they're second. 5-0. I know you saw this game. Lewandowski's goal.
Oh, it's amazing. That guy by far is... Honestly, this is why I wanted this guy from so many years back when I think he beat Real Madrid like 4-0 or something like this. It was
Dortmund.
Yeah,
Dortmund.
It was amazing. Even now, forget his age, just the talent. It will never go. This guy is just amazing in terms of striker, in terms of movement, in terms of bringing people into play. It's one of the best in the world, 100%. When people talk about top strikers, you have to mention this guy.
But he's not Ibrahimovic, so even with age, do you think he can hack it in the Prem? Be honest, like the pace of it. Because I've seen this guy play for the national team recently. He ain't the same player he was. He lost a lot of pace. Mate, I saw him against Liverpool. He didn't do nothing.
I would say, what's Higuain doing?
Yeah, but Higuain is the same level. It's like... it's like he's not fast enough for the Prem. Like if you put Higuain back in Serie A, he might bang in some goals.
When you say like old and not having got the same pace, I'm sure the Borussia Dortmund centre back was like mad young. Is he not like in his mid-20s?
No, but what I'm saying is Bundesliga is in the same pace as the Premier League, bro.
Yeah.
Look at Sancho. He's ripping up. I want to see Sancho come back to the Premier League.
Yeah, exactly. It's true. That's true. That is true. But I feel when it comes to, you can only judge people like that when they play in the Champions League.
Okay.
And when they play in the Champions League, if they're still scoring goals, then they're great. It's like when people say Mbappe. Mbappe's not good because he's only been at Monaco and he's been at PSG.
They can't really say that because the kid's only 19, 20. So if in 10 years they can say that, if he's still at PSG, I don't think he will be. He's a future Real Madrid player. But the thing is, if anything, he'll go City at this rate.
Ed, at United, right? Just sort it out. Get him in. We're nice. That's how I want to say that right now.
You're dreaming, mate. You're dreaming. But yeah.
What was your question again?
So what I'm saying is, can Lewandowski hack it in the Premiership because of the pace?
I think he can. Honestly, I think he can. Like he's got enough experience to know, okay, if it's more physical, to stand off a player. Okay. Yeah, if the person's got more pace than him, then to like try and get off the offside of the mark. Do you know what I mean? I think he's very smart in terms of what he does to get the result that he needs in the Prem. Like he's able to score goals from left foot, right foot, headers. Like his movement. Like I said, the first thing I saw when I saw the 5-0 was his movement. It's just crazy. He just knows when to move. The pace. People say he's still. I saw pace. I saw more pace than him. Like I heard that Lukaku's our fastest striker. Lukaku, you're blessed. But I saw more pace than him in Lewandowski last.
I don't know who in the blue hell said Lukaku.
He said it.
Who? Lukaku?
Yeah, he said it.
I don't know what my man is smoking. I don't know if he went Amsterdam for the weekend. I don't know what hash brownie my man ate. But you're not faster than Rashford. You're not faster than Martial.
I don't know.
Mate, you're not even. That's
what he said.
I want to see Oli have a race with Lukaku, bruv. Like, are you mad? Fastest striker.
Mate,
I want to see him and Higuain have a race.
Not even the fastest striker. Fastest player. That's my understanding.
Are you mad?
My understanding.
Are you mad?
My understanding was the fastest player was Valencia. That was my
back in the day, not now.
I don't know. That's
apparently
my last.
I don't know if he's lost a pace of yards, but mate, up until a year and a half ago, Alexis Sanchez was the 10th fastest player in the world, not in the Prem, in the world.
Oh, there you go.
So now all of a sudden Lukaku, I don't care if he loses a pace or 2 or 5 yards. Like
I don't know. Listen, I don't break the rules. That's all I heard. I saw some video.
I don't even think Lukaku's faster than Pogba.
I don't know. Maybe he was joking. I don't know.
Listen, your fastest player is either Martial or Rashford. I think it's Rashford.
Yeah, I think we can include Lindegaard into that as well. I think
he's fast as well.
But yeah, I don't know. But going back to what you first said, I think because he can handle the Prem, I think he's smart enough and agile enough to adapt to the situation of the physicality and the speed and the compactness of the Premier League.
Do you think it's over now? Do you think, even though Bayern, I think, are like 1 or 2 points ahead of Dortmund, still time, but can you see Bayern slipping up?
I think Bayern winning that 5-0, I think they're gonna rally from that and go on a winning streak. I think they know what they need to do now to come back, but you never know. With the journey.
Dortmund losing the title race. Can that see a lot of their players leaving? Because this week, Mario Götze, which I'm shocked, my man's still 26. I thought my man was 32, 33, bruv.
Well, yeah.
Like, he's still young, come Chelsea, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
but he's linked with Liverpool, obviously. He's a good player.
Yeah,
he's for me, he's the better version of Ozil. I've always preferred him over Ozil.
I remember him not playing for a while, and then he must have played in a German game and he scored a winning goal.
Yeah, he won the World Cup in 2014 when he missed out on 2018 squad.
Yeah. So like for me, he knows what to do. I just feel like he just needs to be in a team that's going to play him and then give him encouragement. Yeah. Similar to like what I was saying with Zaha, you just need to be in a squad that allows you the freedom to do what you need. If he goes to Arsenal, good luck to him.
No, Liverpool.
Oh, Liverpool.
Liverpool.
Oh.
So imagine Götze, Mane, Firmino, and Salah, and add another striker.
I heard Mane's going Real Madrid. So
I heard something like that, but then I heard things like Liverpool going for Gareth Bale. Part of the deal.
Oh, okay, part of the deal.
Think about it. There's rumours that they might go back to Tottenham. Who would you rather go to, Liverpool or Tottenham?
Yeah, it's true. It would go Liverpool. It does make sense.
I personally wouldn't take the deal. I think Mane is a top player.
I think Mane beats Gareth Bale at the moment.
If Bale was on form, he's a monster.
Gareth Bale, for me, he's injury prone. Like what's his name? Is it Wilshere? Like
Jack Wilshere. Not at that level, but
he's injury prone.
But not at that level. He's been fit for Real Madrid. He's been playing under Zidane.
He has.
He's played. He played yesterday.
So
going on to that, actually. Talking about that, Real Madrid won 2-1. So that's 2 games in a row they won under Zidane.
But they were losing. They were losing.
The defense is terrible, so they need to work on that.
The thing is, like, all these, I don't know, like, for me, since Ronaldo left, it just shows what Ronaldo was doing at Real Madrid.
Yeah.
Like, they just been losing, and Gareth Bale's been playing. So,
but to be fair with Real Madrid, they got rid of Ronaldo, hardly signed anyone. They got that Vinicius Junior, that's it.
But the thing
is, they need to spend money.
But the thing is, you still got all your good players. You still got Modric. Who's the best player of the year or whatever.
Yeah,
you got Bale. You got your Benzema. You got your
Asensio, Isco.
You got all that. So you can't say.
But the last manager didn't play them. That's the issue. Zidane's come in and put them back in. So the last manager, like he was leaving out Isco, he got Courtois. Zidane come in and be like, nah, Courtois, allow it. Navas is back in. My son, bro, he played his own son last week.
Yeah.
Lucas Zidane made they won 3-2. They got lucky. Benzema under Zidane. They're saying that get rid of Benzema, but
Benzema scores
goals.
Exactly.
But not to be the main striker. I think they should go for Aguero as the main striker, and then put Benzema as like the substitute.
Yeah, I think that Real Madrid, honestly, when you look at their squad, it's like they need a whole new squad almost now. I don't know why.
Defense.
I don't know why, but it's going to come to that. And they're going to look to get Hazard and a few other players and things like this. And I don't know where they're going to fit, but I see definitely Bell leaving.
Yeah. I'm hearing Varane. Juve. United. Juve. He's getting gassed.
United.
Everyone's getting United. But
listen, not everyone. We're getting two good signings. Two good signings.
If you're not getting top 4, you're not getting anyone, bro.
No, trust me, we're gonna get. We'll see what happens.
Mate, if you don't get top 4, you're getting Cardiff, Huddersfield, and Fulham players, bro. You could get Schürrle, you could get like Chambers, you could get.
Not even. No. Listen, we're Man United at the end of the day. People come to Man United not just because of top 4 or the Champions League. They come because they know what.
They come because you're dumb enough to pay 400k for dead players.
At the time, Sanchez. When you look at it, think about what's happened with what's his name, Ramsey. He going to Juve getting 400,000 a week.
Yeah.
What? So that's like Messi's type of.
Yeah, but
who is he?
Can I make one point? Even though I'm a die-hard Inter Milan fan and I hate Juventus, but I think that's good business because number one, they got him for free. Even though they're paying him 400k, you got to remember you put Ramsey in that Juve team. And you're putting him in the team where you know 100% the next 10 years they're winning the title. But you put Ramsey in United, you don't know if you're guaranteed.
So you're saying Ramsey in Juventus automatically guarantees them trophies?
No, but they're winning it anyway. Ramsey's just another piece of the puzzle. That's what I'm saying.
No, but
you right now.
You just said, so you're paying 400,000 a week just to get a piece of the puzzle.
He's not worth 400k. But what I'm saying is, if you want to compare Alexis Sanchez to Ramsey's a bigger deal because Ramsey is going into a squad where you know already he's gonna win a title. Look at the squad that Juve have already. Can you not see them put Ramsey in that team? Replace Khedira? Mate, you're laughing.
Yeah, 100%. But this is why we bought Sanchez. Sanchez at the time was on fire. Do you know?
Was on fire, yes.
And so we thought
you would do another RVP.
Yeah, exactly.
And it backfired.
It is what it is. At the end of the day, he's not been performing. I don't know why he's not performing. Like, we've given him all the opportunity, we've played him loads of the positions. He's just not scoring. He's not making them runs.
He's not doing anything. But moving on, what do you think of this talk of Pogba demanding $500,000 a week?
He's not consistent enough to earn that.
Pogba to go? Do you want him to go?
But no, I don't want him to go.
If someone offered you, let's say Real Madrid, because I don't think Juve is going to offer you the money. If Real Madrid offered you right now $100 million Pogba, would you take it? That means,
No.
Why?
$100 million is not enough.
Wait, you got him for 90. What's he done?
What do you mean? Okay.
He won the World Cup. All right, he won the World Cup. Club-wise, what has he done?
He's got double figures. He's made assists.
Can I just make a point? Pogba, he played okay in the World Cup, but the main guy was Mbappe. But the star for France, the guy that single-handedly stopped Messi, and I'm not saying it because I'm a Chelsea, was N'Golo Kante. So if Pogba is worth whatever you think, Kante's worth double. Kante's worth double.
Listen, let's get this in perspective. Now these players, like for example, Sancho. People were saying Man United are going to go for Sancho for $100 million.
He's not worth it.
Okay, but that's the market.
Because he's English.
No, okay, but that's the market.
Because if you're English.
No. Regardless if you're English or not, that's the market.
Hold on. People, Mane apparently is worth less than $100 million, right? So how is Sancho worth $100 million?
I've said that as well.
Because you're English. If you're English, your value goes up.
Yeah, that is true.
Like Wilson for Bournemouth, they were talking about $60 million. How?
Okay. Let me change this now. Is Coutinho, better than Pogba?
Both completely different players. No, they are completely different players.
I would say they play roughly in a similar role.
Both on form? I'll take Pogba. But right now,
exactly. Okay. He went from Liverpool to Barcelona for what was it?
106
mil. And now you're telling me I'm supposed to sell Pogba for $100 million? That don't make no sense.
Why?
What do you mean why? He's still in his prime. He's still having a little blip here and there, but that's nothing.
Wait.
He's still scored double figures.
Pogba came in and apparently with the shirt sale sponsorship and everything, bought in 180 million. You made 90 mil profit on Pogba, right? On top of that, you won the Europa League and the League Cup. You sell him, you're for 100 mil. You're making 280 mil profit. So how is that not worth it?
It's not. You're basically saying to us we should. For me, if I'm selling him, I want minimum 150.
But he's not in form.
What do you mean he's not?
He's not in form.
Listen, everyone can have a blip. Look, De Gea is not in form at the moment. He's had 1 or 2 games where he's not been.
But he has been your best player in the last 5 years. Pogba hasn't been your player not one season. Your best player.
He's throughout some games he's been man of the match.
Against Huddersfield, Cardiff.
Last season he was with Jose and they didn't see eye to eye. So and he's been playing a more defensive
and
role.
When Oli first came, I can admit Pogba played decent, but mate, his form is going down and down. Against Wolves. Against Wolves. Where was he? He's no. 100 million. If he's going to go Real Madrid, take a player and cash, like Isco. Take Isco and a player. Because Isco, I guarantee you, will be... He's not a better player than Pogba, but right now he is. Right now he is.
Exactly. That's the thing with Man United. There's a lot of players that are not playing, not on form. But I know for a fact, you got to look at the player as a whole. Regardless of what form they're in that moment at the present time. What is their current value? And you can't sell a player that's good. It's one of the best players in the world, which he is on any game. Like right now, he's not in form, but on any given day, you would say Pogba is one of the best players in midfield in the world. You can't devalue him. You can't. Okay. It's almost disrespectful to the player as well.
I don't think right now the form that he's been on in the last 2 years, he's worth over 100 million. 100 million on the dot, I think United will be happy with that. I reckon. Because that's what they're talking about, 100 million. I haven't heard no 150, 110. It's been 100 million.
Nah, for me, I would want more. I want more.
Okay.
I would simply because when you talk about the best players in the world, like how Neymar is one of the best players in the world, 200 million. Pogba, for me, is more than 100 million. that's just the market is now.
But the thing
that's
is,
how the market
but the
is
thing
now.
is, he didn't come to United and became a better player. He became a worse player compared to when he was at Juve. If you want to say he was worth 150, that's when he was at Juve. I think United underpaid for Pogba.
Oh.
Because the way he played for Juve was unbelievable.
Yeah,
for
yeah.
United, mate, your value does go down, you know.
Yeah, your value can go down, but again, he's World Cup winner. Like he was,
And that's why his value went up by 10 mil. From 90 to 100.
Listen, at the end of the day, you can't. Like I said, you can't devalue players. Like every player is allowed to have a bad game. Ronaldo has a bad game. Messi has a bad game sometimes.
Yeah, but
do you know
it's
what I mean?
rare. It's rare.
It happens.
Okay.
Like, do you know what I mean? Juventus when they played Atletico Madrid, Ronaldo was nowhere to be seen. And then the second game, he was the man that won.
That's just
exactly.
one game. But
Exactly.
but Pogba is like 5 games like he goes missing, and then one great game, and then 5, and then 4, and then 3.
But sometimes when he plays and he's having a bad game, that's because he's not in the best position. They haven't played them up front or in like the number 10 role where he can go box to box. Like they played him in the deeper role because either Herrera was injured and so he played it with Matic and then had Matoni. I think Matoni was more attacking position than what he was. And so it showed throughout his time in Man United when you play him in a deeper role, that's not his position.
That's not his position.
You can't blame him for playing badly or not being in the game when you're told this whole.
We'll do a show rerun in the summer for the transfer window, and then we'll see.
No, do you know what? I would love all these players like even me. I get on players when they're not playing good, especially Pogba. But I would love to show a static of like his form when he plays attacking midfield and when he is told to play a defensive midfield.
That's different. Of course, he's better as an attacking, but he hasn't been performing. That's the issue.
But in what position?
The free roll. There's no attack. Free roll. Come back. Go forward. That's the player that was at Juve. The number 10. The free roll. Do what the hell you want. You want to come back? Come back. You don't have to because we got players coming back. They had Vidal. They had Pirlo. You want to go forward? Stay forward. Bomb up. You got Tevez. You got people.
But last game we weren't allowed to do that because
that's Ollie's problem. But the thing is,
exactly. So it's the managers that's controlling his freedom. Like I was even saying with Zaha, you got to allow them to have the freedom to do. Even you just said now. When he was at Juventus, he was allowed to do whatever.
Yes.
But he's not now. So he's restricted to what he can do. So you can't blame him for that.
All right, that's a different story for another time. We'll see in the transfer window. But there was another controversial thing that happened in La Liga yesterday. It was Barcelona, Atletico Madrid. I can't really say what Diego Costa said to the referee. Kind of like in a PG version of "suck your mum," but he got sent off. He got sent off for that early in the game. Ruined this amazing game. I think now you could say La Liga's over. 2-0, Suarez, Messi. You could say that the title race is over, can't you?
Yeah, 100%. Like when they scored, it's hard to get back from that.
Stupid from Diego Costa. Never changes.
I don't know. He's always been that way.
Yeah.
Like he's
good striker.
Yeah, he just creates craziness. No matter what it is.
He's even worse at Atletico because Simeone, as much as I love him, he's a crazy manager. The fans are just nuts. It's the South American in him as well. That hot boiling blood that they have all the time. But yeah, he ruined the game. It was a huge game. If it was against a small team, all right, fair enough. But not against Barcelona. You can't do that, man.
Yeah, I think that's his character. You know, like it's within him. It's always within him. It's like he doesn't know how to control himself. He's like almost like Joey Barton. He just don't. You know what you're gonna get with him. You know, you can't be surprised no more. Like I think he just needs to. Like I think every single defender knows how to play against him.
Oh yeah, they know how to wind him up. Terry
did
did it to him when they played against each other.
Yeah, exactly. If you wind him up to a certain point,
that's it.
Like especially when he was at Chelsea, I think he got loads of red cards or yellow cards.
Not loads, but he did get booked a lot.
Yeah. So for me, like I think Barcelona had a game plan and they got that. Yeah, that was it.
PK as well.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Brilliant striker though.
Before we cut this off, there was one more thing I wanted to touch on, and just a quick one. It's sad to know that in football that the comments made by Danny Rose this week that he can't wait to quit football due to the racism that he has received in football, twice as an England player and a few times as a Tottenham player. I think it's sad that in this day and age, a footballer who is one of the best left backs in England, back in the England team, back in the Tottenham team, earning a lot of money and saying that, and he's young, he's not even 30 yet, saying I can't wait to quit football because it's not for me anymore because of this racism.
Again, there's so much things that needs to be done but don't get done. There's a lot of people that talk, and again, there's no action. Like, people can talk about it to the cows come home, but until action is actually done, it's not going to stop.
I think this is more of a case of the club and the England team not helping him. Maybe someone didn't put their arm around him.
Yeah.
And maybe the sports, maybe not. I'm not saying mental health, but maybe sports psychologists can talk to him, because maybe that, being in front of all those people and you're getting racially abused can have an effect on someone.
Yeah, 100%. Like, just getting a racial abuse by one person.
By one person in the street can have an effect. So imagine in a stadium.
Exactly.
Imagine in a stadium where you think the fans love you and you get racially abused.
Exactly. It's like no one can actually know how it feels until you get it done yourself.
Yeah. And
so it's very, I find it very strange how people can continue playing football and continue going to matches knowing that it will happen. Again, we need to stop talking about it, and we need to actually put things into plan and action to actually stop it from happening. A lot of people just keep on talking, and it really pisses me off, because you can talk all you want, but unless you do anything, there's no point even talking. But that's my.
There's got to be something that's got to be done.
Yeah, exactly.
But not just in sport, in everyday life. We need to kick it out.
Yeah,
it's 2019.
It's a bit crazy as well, because the maddest thing is I don't actually see this in other sports. I've never heard it in other sports, like NBA, for example.
You might do, but it's not as controversial, not even in NFL, so even boxing, not really.
Yeah, so it's weird why we only see this in football, how it's come to a point where it happens in the football, and I have to say it's almost like we allow it to, because we're not actually doing anything severe enough or things to actually put things into action to stop it.
Yeah.
We're just talking about it, saying it's and condemning it and things like this, but talking about stuff is not going to solve the issue. You have to actually put things into action and do it. Do you know what I mean? Don't give up silly fines. Don't just condemn. Put things in place that will stop it. Do you know what I mean? Until you do that, there's no point even talking. That's my personal view.
Thank you, Ty. That's all we have for today, sports fans. Follow us on Twitter, on Instagram and Facebook, Bells and Whistles, in association of Reginald and Reg31.